guys, Holly here with Painted Dreams Art Studio, and I am here to finish up this cute pumpkin with succulents in it. We did the pumpkin last night, and I'm going to work on the succulents tonight. So that is what we're doing. As you jump on, y'all holler at me and tell me who's here. So these I've got from a photo, and I copied a photo and made this pumpkin. It's not exactly the same as the photo, but it turned out super cute, and so I wanted to share it with y'all. And I may work on this pumpkin just a little bit because it actually is kind of small. So I'm thinking we may need to make it a little bit bigger. But we're gonna look at it once we get we'll put a couple of succulents on there and see what we're gonna do. All right. So who's ready to get started? I also, before I get started, I wanted to remind y'all that we only have two days left to register. I'm doing a 3-day workshop starting on Thursday. It's called Floral Frenzy. If you are interested, throw a comment in there, and I'll stick the link in the comments for you guys to get signed up. So it's going to be a fun workshop, and it's 3 days. You don't have to be live. I'm going to do it live, but you don't have to be there. The replays will be available. So make sure you get signed up for that. And y'all holler at me when you hop in and let me know you're here. And we're going to start working on the succulents for this pumpkin. Okay? It's super cute. Y'all let me know if anybody has already painted their background and is working with me tonight. All right. Let's do it. Okay, so let me show you my color palette right now. So the greens, I just kind of threw a few greens on there. And a couple of them are about the same color, so I'm not even going to tell you about one of them. But the ones I have on here are avocado. That's Deco Art. I've got this I think I got this at Michael's, this one. This craft paint, it's called craft paint. That's a creative name, huh? All right, basil avocado. And then I've got a really lime green color, which is called citron green. And we are going to work, in this, where else? This one. I have pistachio mint, and it's going to look really pretty when we get, I just kind of added it in on these little delicate succulents that are coming out at the bottom and up here. So it's going to look really pretty. So let's do it. All right, and the brushes I'm going to use, and I'll talk to you about more colors as I go. Hey, Melissa, I'm glad you made it. I hope you had a good day at school today. Was it your first day at school? Back at school? Okay, this is the angle brush. I'm going to be using that a lot. I'm going to be using a liner brush. And I'm going to be using this probably flat brush and maybe even the filbert some. So that's my plan. I've got a few extras because I end up putting them in my water and not being able to find them. So I just threw all my ones I think I'm going to use in here. All right, so let's do, first I'm going to start with a liner brush. And yes, I lick my brushes, it's gross. Do you teach, Melissa? If so, what grade do you teach? I'm very curious. All right, so we're going to put these vines in first, right here. And we're going to add the leaves. Okay, when you're working with acrylic paints, you have to work from the back of the painting to the front of the painting. So we're going to do all the leaves and all the greenery first. 5th grade. That's a transitional year. Oh, man. Okay. So anyway, we're going to work from the back of the painting to the front and start with our leaves. All right. And I got to put this up here so I can look at it. You move all my paints out of the way. Yeah, that's an exhausting day. They learn how to talk back in the 5th grade, probably in the 4th, but all right, I'm gonna get my face off of here and just let you be able to see the canvas up close. And again, we probably should add a little bit of white to this pumpkin, but we're gonna just work with it. We're gonna go with it. Okay, so I'm gonna start with a darker green, one of these darker greens, and I'm gonna make some vines coming out. Now, don't worry, it just kind of place a few vines, okay? I don't have a template. I tried to make a template for you guys of the flower part, but it looks like looks like a bunch of lines all together. So it's not a good template. So we're just going to talk through it. All right. So I'm going to start by just putting a few vines where I know I want them. And I'm just starting up here and pulling down with my liner brush. Okay. And I'm going to come down and put this one. I kind of want it almost to the bottom. All right, it's okay if they overlap a little bit. I'm going to put one over here. You can't really see them that well when they're inside of this pumpkin. All right. Oh, are you a scary teacher? It takes a little while. Then they warm up to you. Then they get brave. My daughter is in the starting 10th grade this year. Her 9th grade year, she had to change schools during COVID year. I'm just putting a few vines coming out this way. And just play with them and make yourself happy with these vines, because there's really not a true plan. We're just going to go for it. Okay, can y'all see those? If you're hopping on here and you aren't, and I don't see your comments, y'all just tell StreamYard that it's okay, because I'm streaming on StreamYard, so I can go stream in 2 different places. All right, so I'm gonna get my little filbert brush. It is a number 6 filbert. That's the one that has a little rounded end on it. And I'm going to make my moss. So the original picture had moss on the pumpkin kind of coming out. So it looks like I made leaves, but really I was just doing I'm just taking the side of this filbert and just dabbing it on there and making it look like moss a little bit. I'm going right over those leaves, those vines that I just made at the top. And I want this part to kind of come down into the crevices of my pumpkin and out the side. So I'm just dabbing. I've got this darker green and I'm just dabbing. And we're going to do different greens because we want our painting to be interesting. You don't want to use all the same green. And I'm going to put some down in this little crevice. See how the moss is growing down the pumpkin a little bit. And down here. And I'm just taking the side of this brush. I'm going to show you up close. All right. And I'm just dabbing. Ooh, my light. My arm's in the way of the light. All right, I'm just dabbing on the side of this filbert brush. Okay. And I want the whole top to be covered in succulents. So I'm going to put lots and lots of leaves. I'm just taking the side of my filbert and dabbing. And whichever like I want my leaves to go upward this way, so I'm dabbing up. And then when I get over here, I want it to go down, so I'm dabbing it down. I want it to go the way that I want the leaves to go. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and fill this part in with this mossy looking leaves. You're not going to be able to see it eventually, but I don't want my black to show through. And I don't want to have to put 10,000 coats. So I'm going to, and plus when you're making your flowers, they may not overlap in one or two places, and then the black doesn't show through. So I'm just filling in. It may be a little overkill, but that's okay. You can never have enough greenery. Okay. So, see how our moss is coming down in little crevices? All right. So let's change colors. So we have our darker in the back. And I'm going to work my way with a lighter green. I'm mixing a little lime in that light green. Okay. And we're going to give a few little contrasts here. And I'm dabbing the same way. Ooh, I can't wait. Hey, if somebody paints this, y'all make sure to text me a picture if you have my text, or and if you don't have my text, I'll show you the number in just a minute. It's somewhere around here. I'll put it up here. Y'all can take a screenshot. Ooh, there you go. Y'all text me. I want to see them, because it's not satisfying if I can't see what y'all are doing. I want to see. Or either y'all can tag me in Facebook, tag Painted Dreams Art Studio, and I'll see it that way too. And if you're out there, y'all hit the sprinkle button and sprinkle this broadcast so people can come see. After I got off last night, my husband said, Holly, you didn't even tell anybody. I shared it, but you didn't even tell anybody to share your post. I was like, oh, I didn't think about it. I was thinking about pumpkins. Huh? If you're here, let me know. All right, so now that I have these, I'm going to put little itty bitty bitty delicate leaves. See these little leaves? You know that the succulents that they hang downward and they're kind of fat little plumpy leaves on there? That's what we're making on these long vines, okay? So I'm going to start with the limey green. And I cleaned my brush off and I got it really flat. And I'm still using this filbert brush. And I'm going to just dab the very edge of it. Okay, I've got my paintbrush pretty loaded. And I'm just dabbing a little bit. Like barely touching. See how little that is? I want them real little. And I'm not just following the vine. And I kind of want them a little rounded looking. See? So I'm making some in front of the vine. I need some more paint. They're a little bit oblong, these succulents that I'm talking about. I'll show y'all a picture in just a second when I get this done. It's kind of a delicate process because I don't want them too fat. I want real little delicate looking I don't know if I call them leaves or petals. I think just leaves. I'm getting a little bit bigger as I get up to the top. And I'm going to come on up in here like they're sitting in here too, okay? And I'm not done. I'm going to put a little bit of that blue color because they tend to kind of be, it's a light aqua green color. The pistachio mint. That's a mint color. That's a better name for it. Do y'all ever get lost in what color you're using? Okay. I'm like, oh, what's the name of this color? It's like I need to go back to kindergarten. All right. I'm doing the same thing here. Ooh, that one kind of got a little bit big, but that's okay. They can be different sizes. I just want little delicate. And you see how I'm putting them right on the vine? I'm putting like one on the outside, and then plopping one right in the middle. Because they kind of grow on all sides of the vine. And if they aren't touching the vine, that's okay too. You don't have to have them touching.
Share.
All right. There we go. All right. So let's do this one. I'm barely touching them. So I worked all day today. So that's why I'm kind of a little bit late. Whew. It's a long day when you go to work at 6:30 in the morning. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit of this color, this pistachio mint color, to my brush. And I'm going to come in here and start using a little bit of that. I like this color. Y'all holler at me when you get here and tell me you're here watching. I like to know who's watching. And if you're just getting here, y'all share it. I don't know if I can say that out loud on Facebook. Sometimes they'll cut us off. But y'all sprinkle this video around. Let's get the word out so other people can enjoy these paintings too. If you have anybody that likes to paint that you know, say, hey, you need to come paint these tutorials. They are free. All right. And fun. All right, y'all see what I'm doing? So I'm going to show you a picture of what I'm actually doing instead of just the painting. I'm doing this, and see those kind of fat little round viney leaves? That's what I'm making right now. And we're going to put some on this side too. Y'all think it looks like that? I'm just gonna, and we may paint back over some of this up here, but that's okay. It'll just add, it's just another layer. Okay, let's put a few of these over here. And I got it just kind of snaking around a little bit. Did everybody have a good day today? It was not a bad day at work today. I was so glad because some days are crazy. I know they had a bad day yesterday, but I wasn't there. I missed out. I work on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So, all right. What y'all think? We're just putting succulents on a pumpkin over here. Put a few coming out this way. I like it. Let's put some up here. I didn't put a vine, but it'll be all right. We'll put a few right here. All right. I think that's enough for now. All right, let's move on to the next part. Oh, thank you, Melissa. I love it too. Okay. So you see how I did the back flowers first. So we're going to start with this big monstrous flower right here and work our way around the sides and then forward. So we're going to do this one. I'll show you what I'm trying to make here by doing that one. See this pointy one right here? It has points on it. So I'm going to use, if I can find it, my angle brush to make a nice sharp point. I'm going to use this one because it's sharper than my good ones. Been sitting in water too long. I use it too many times. Okay, so I'm going to just use an angle brush and we're going to work right here at the top. So we are going to use, I used this darker color. It's a taupey, it's a plum suede. And I used some berry cobbler. And I used some morning mist. And I kind of mixed it around a little bit. I didn't mix it all together at once. I started with the darker colors first. I'm taking some berry. Because, you know, succulents are kind of muted. You know, they're not a real bright color. So a few are, but when they bloom, but when they're just being pretty in a pumpkin and not having blooms on them, honestly, I didn't even know they really bloomed that much. And I told y'all the story about my mama and her succulents last night. Okay, see how that's a pretty color there? I'm going to start right about here because I want it to stick up. And I'm going to just take my point and come down with the point, pointing up, and swipe left and then right, and then I'm gonna pull down like that. It does not have to be perfect because we can play with it. We're just getting our placeholders on because we're gonna add all kinds of shading here. Okay, so I'm gonna put a point and I'm gonna pull down one way and pull down the other way, and it's gonna look like kind of like a big blob before the end of this because I got to add shading. But you see how I have a point on the end? I can't tell which way to go. There. All right, we're going to put another point over here, and we're going to pull left and pull right, and then pull down. We're just making our petals on this thing. Okay, we're going to go over here and do another one. I'm going to put a point and pull right and pull left. I'm going to make that one a little bit wider since there was there. Uh-oh, my point got messed up. All right. I'm going to get some more paint on my brush. I'm going to change the color just a touch so I can see the difference over here. All right, so I'm going to make a point and pull left and pull right and pull down. You can see it a little bit better right there. All right, now I'm going to come here because the shape of it is like that's the back, but the front petals here are kind of sticking up. So I need to make it look like it's sticking up. So I'm not going to go down here and put a point. I want it up here. And you see how I'm making it, I'm doing the same stroke. I'm pulling left and right, straight down with my angle brush. And I'm going to do it again right here. Okay, and I'm going to do it again right here. Left, right, pull down. Starting to look like succulent. I'm going to make these a little taller here. And we're going to shade them. And I need something right there. All right. So we're going to leave that one alone for now. And we're going to work on the next one. So we're going to change the color a little bit. And now we're going to work on this one right here. And it's a little lighter than this one. It's in the same shade, in the same hue. I'm going to add a little bit. Where is my white paint? Here it is. I'm going to add a little bit of white on my palette here, because I may have to use some of that. So I'm going to use this taupey light taupe color and a little more of this and a little white. Let's bring it over here. All right, you see I made kind of a light pink color. Kind of a gray pink color is what we got going on right here. All right. All right, y'all ready? This one is shaped. I'm going to show you all the shape of it. Well, you can't really see it back there. Well, right in there. We're going to try to make it look, it's not going to look exactly like that. I kind of got out on my own here a little bit. Okay, so I'm just going to pull down like that, long swipes like that. And I'm making it pointed. And I'm going right next to this other one over here, okay? I'm just pulling straight down. I'm putting my point at the top because I want it pointy. And I'm pulling down. Okay? You see what I'm saying? Like it is not, I want it a little rounded, each one of these. The details are what makes it pretty, because it doesn't look that pretty right now, but it will. I'm going to add a little bit of more white. Y'all let me know if you can see it, okay? Or if you're having trouble seeing it, and I will arrange it to where you can. I'm going to make it just a little bit lighter. And just kind of add a few little streaks. And maybe just a touch of this pink color at the tip. I still want a muty pink. I don't want it really, really bright. Because again, they're not that bright. Okay. All right. Succulent number 2 is on our canvas. We're putting color on canvas. All right, now I'm going to get some blue. I'm going to use this Moody blue. We're going to make a moody one over here. And I'm going to make it gray, a grayish blue. So I'm going to take this gray, this kind of taupey gray color, and bring some over here because I'm going to need it. All right. I'm just mixing just a little bit of that gray in the Moody blue to make kind of a darker Moody blue. All right. Let's see where we're going to put this. We're going to put a couple of these over here, and we're just going to make it a little pointy because, you know, most of them have points. And we're just going to, we want different shaped ones, but I'm just going to put a couple. I'm not doing many there. All right. And I'm going to go up here in this front here. And I'm going to put a couple here. And I'm just pulling down towards me. I'm using the point. I just added a little bit more blue here. You can totally do this, y'all. I want to see them. Who thinks they're going to paint this weekend? I would love to see it. All right, rinse my brush. We're just going little at a time and building up. So I think I want a little more rounded ones now. I'm going to go back to this filbert brush. And I'm using some of that pistachio mint. And I'm going to come up here and put a few little pointy ones right here, or roundy ones right here. Little rounded. Like a little bunch of rounded succulents peeking up this way. And I'm just tipping. Okay, I'm using the side of the filbert. Sorry, I start painting and forget I'm supposed to be talking. I'm adding some white to give this one, to bring this one in the front a little bit. And I'm going to add a dab of pink in the tips. And I'm using the side. I'm pushing the brush down and I'm pulling it towards me. Pushing, pushing and pulling. Just to give me some round little succulents there. And I'm going to add, I think I'm going to add a little bit of lime green in here too. Ooh, maybe a lot. And I'm just pushing and pulling it towards me. See how I'm just layering it towards the front? I think we'll put a couple of this same color over here. Where are we going to put them? Right here? Let's put a few right here, peeking out. Okay. All right. Maybe a couple right there. I'm using pistachio mint, lime green, and we'll go, once it dries, I'm going to go back and add a little more pink to it. Like a really, really pale pink. All right. Now we're going to add some bright salmon and a little bit of these peaches and cream color. Ooh, I'm running out of room. I think I used too many colors here. But it makes it pretty. And I'm just putting a little bits on here because, and I'm just mixing these two colors a little bit, not too much. I'm just dabbing in both. And I'm going to put, let's see here. I'm going to put a little flower right here. And I'm doing it the same way. Dabbing and pulling towards me. I swear it's going to look like mine that I already did. It just takes time. It takes layers. That's why I didn't paint this in the same night, because whew, we would all be tired, especially after working all day. All right. Let's come over here and do a few. We're going to come right in front of this one right here. I don't really want to be in front of my blue one. I should have probably put this one down before the blue one. We can come back over and paint some more of that blue on. You cannot be afraid of these paints, because you can always fix it. Okay. All right. Next, we're going to use some of the Sea Breeze color. And a little bit of the mint green. And we're going to put, I think I'm going to switch back to my pointy brush because I don't want them all to be the same. I'm going to switch back to this angle brush. If y'all have questions, ask me, okay? I'm switching back to the angle brush. And I'm just making a pointy flower right here, because I don't want them all to be the same shape. We're going to do a long, pointy one right here. All right. We are getting somewhere. I'm usually more talkative than this, but after working all day, I am seriously a little bit tired, I ain't gonna lie. But I didn't want to let y'all down at all. I wanted y'all to be able to paint this. Okay. That one looks pretty. What y'all think? That's going to be my tagline. What y'all think? Okay. I need to go back to some gray. It needs gray. I'm going to I'm going to do a gray and blue again. I don't remember what color it was. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Moody blue. Moody blue. All right. I'm going to do a big moody blue coming up this way. And I'm just painting right over that green one because it's okay. Maybe it's in the front of that green one. So, and I'm back on my filbert brush. Excuse me. All right. It's coming together. Okay, and I'm going to put, now we're going to do, see how we've done this one and this one, these and this. We did this one already. So now let's do, I want this one to be the last one because it's kind of my main one. I'm going to do this one and then this last one. And then we're going to let it dry and add some more details. Okay, so this front little rose looking one is super cute. I really like it. All right, it is this dark taupey gray and the fuchsia color again. And honestly, I'm using a lot of these same colors over and over again. But you can mix a little more fuchsia in it or a little more gray or a little white in it and it changes the color. But it's still in the same tone as, okay, so what I'm doing here, as all the rest of them. So what I'm doing here is doing little parentheses, okay? I'm using my filbert brush and I'm making itty bit and starting in the middle and working my way out. Every bit of canvas does not have to be covered on the first round. We're going to come back around again. And I'm just making little parentheses. That peach is not quite dry yet. I don't want to go up in it. We're just building our way out. That peach is wet. That's all right. We'll just giving our flower some character. Huh? I'm just doing little parentheses around. Okay. I'm going to take a little bit of this lighter color and do the same thing around the edges, filling in where I left off. See what I'm doing? I'm just doing little parentheses. Can y'all see it? Parentheses, parentheses, parentheses. It's like we're going to English class. Huh? Okay, so when you're painting this kind of rosy type flower, you want the inside to be a little darker and then work your way, like the tips are a little bit lighter. So I'm going to put a little darker right in the middle. I need a little bit of black on my palette. Just a touch. Because I'm not going to use too much of it. I mean, literally a touch. And then I'm going to go back in this color I made and add a little black in it. Just a little itty bitty bit. So do y'all think you can paint this? I can't wait to see them. If you're just getting here, holler at me. I want to know who's here. All right, we're going to go back in the middle and we're just going to do, oh, that's not quite dark enough. We're going to do a few little dark parentheses right in the middle. And I'm going to work my way a little bit outward. Just giving my flower a little shape. And then we're going to come back and do white, or not maybe white, but a little white color last. And we're also going to add some more of that rosy pink color. Right now, we're going to add it. And I'm just adding it the same stroke, parentheses. I'm just turning my brush a little bit at a time. All right. I'm going to let that dry a little bit and then we'll play with it some more. Okay. We are on our final succulent, y'all. Let's see here. I need to go back to my angle brush again. I told y'all we were going to use these two brushes a lot tonight. All right. So this one is a lighter gray, and it's more gray than the pink color. So we are going to use this misty, what's it called? Morning Mist. My paint's getting dry. And we're going to use this dark mist with it. I'm just mixing a little bit of dark in it for the very first layer, okay? Because we're going to add some more layers to it. And I'm going to probably just dip one little dip here in this blue because I want my gray to be more of a blue gray instead of the other, that plum gray. So I want a blue gray. All right. So I used 3 colors there. I used the plum suede, the morning mist, and this blue moody blue. All right. We're going to do this one like we did the back one, sort of. We're going to give it a little more shape with the lines that we're going to go on last, okay? So we're going to start with the point of the angle brush, and we're going to push down on our canvas. And I'm going to pull to the left and pull to the right, and then fill in our leaf. Now this one is going all the way around. Like I'm gonna make my points. I'm pulling to the left and pulling to the right. Put some more paint on our brush. I'm gonna come down here. I want it to come down my pumpkin some. Pulling to the left, pulling to the right, and then painting the petal in. And I'm going to do that all the way around. I've got to turn my canvas on. Mixing a little more of that color up. Okay. I kind of wish I would have put some more moss in there. Let's do it right now. We're going to put, before we go too much further, let's just go right here and add. That gives it a background. I'm just using the darker green and a little lime green on top. There. Nothing like improvisation. All right. And we're going to keep coming around. I'm going to go this way since that's real wet now. Point, pull left, pull right. Point, pull left, pull right, pull down. Point, pull left, pull right, pull down. Turning my canvas. Point, pull left, pull right. This bottom leaf is a little bit bigger than the rest because I wanted it that way. I'm just fixing this one a little bit right here. Okay, so now that we have the outside petals on, we're going to work our way inward. I'm just going over the outside ones one more time. Point, pull right, pull down. And I think I'll add a smaller one right here. Okay. All right, I'm going dipping just in that dark color. And I'm going to pull down in the center of each one of these. Just pushing down and pulling right in the middle with the dark taupey color. And if you don't have these exact colors, find some that are comparable. You don't have to have the exact colors that I used. Y'all can go to Pinterest and find that picture so you can look at it when you're painting it. That's what I did. All right, see how it looks a little more contrasted right there? Did that on purpose. So now I'm going to get a little of the lighter color, that light taupe color. And I'm going to make some little pointy leaves inside. I'm going to make them the same way I did those. I'm going to make the point, pull left, pull right, but smaller, okay? And you can shape them up with the outline we're going to put around them. We're giving it another layer of leaves on the inside. And then we're going to let it dry some, and we're going to give it some details. Sorry, I'm turning my canvas. I can't do these without doing it, without turning it. We're just giving it another layer in the center. And now we're going to rinse our brush because I want it real nice and tight. I'm making my point on it really tight. And I'm going to go in here and get some of this dark. I may even add a little blue in this one too. And I want to go in here and pull down like I did earlier. And try to do these a little bit smaller. I don't have a smaller angle brush, or I would be using it. Don't overthink it either, like I am right now, because we're going to outline it and make it look perfect. Okay. I'm just blending this darker color a little bit. Just blending a little bit with the edge of my brush. Okay. We're getting close to being done. Okay. I'm going back to my filbert again. And we're going to work on the rose. And I'm going to add some white to my dark color. And some of this rose color. And some more white. That's the color I'm making there. Okay, so I just want to dab around to give this some shape, okay? So I don't want to go all the way to the center. I just want to lightly touch the edges, especially around the outside. See how that's coming, that's giving it some shape? I'm just giving the outside a little bit of shape, and I'm just coming around here and there. I'm not going in a, I'm going in sort of a pattern here, and I'm not covering up all that fuchsia color. See how it's giving it some shape? And I'm going to just kind of dab a little bit there, because I want the center of it to look kind of like a rose, center of a rose. If you want to straighten your brush out a little bit before you do this last little couple of strokes, that would be helpful. Okay, I'm going to do stroke. I'm barely touching it. Go a little bit. That was a little bit lighter than the other color I used. Okay. I'm going to add just a little bit of fuchsia and white. And come just a little bit around here like this. Ooh, does it look like a flower? I think it does. Hey, Debbie. Oh, no, it's okay. We are strictly painting tonight. I got off work late, so I didn't get here till 8:20. All right. So that looks good. I like that. All right. So let's put, I'm going to take that same dirty brush and I'm dipping a little in that taupe color. And I think I'm going to put a couple of little taupe ones poking up there. And I may even put me one, maybe not. See, I even have to play with this sometimes, y'all. Okay, I think our composition's about right, though. All right, so let's go back and add some details. Details. All right, I'm going to go in here in this blue, this teal sea breeze color. And I'm going to go back over some of these little delicate petals on these leaves and add just a tip of blue. Because if you look at them in the picture, they have a little tint of this color in them. So we're just going to add some. Not too much, just a little bit. And we still want them to be delicate, so we still got to be careful that we're not putting too much pressure on our brush. Hey, Alice. It's okay. It's okay. You're late. It doesn't matter. Y'all can watch the replay. I'm just glad y'all are here. And I want to see it. I told everybody else that I want to see when y'all paint these, because I think they're going to turn out so cute. And I want to see them. It's not satisfying if I can't see everybody's work. That's the only thing about painting online. I'm just taking a little bit of that blue and adding right there, and maybe a little bit right there. Maybe I need to do a little lime green right here. I'm just dabbing the edge of this filbert brush, and it makes it look like little petals coming out. All right. So I like those leaves. I think this one over here, this little succulent, needs a little blue in it over the green. I like that. I think this needs another layer here. And I think that it needs, this one needs just a touch of pink color. Sometimes I'll start overworking them. Y'all don't let me do that. Okay. I'm going to just put a touch. Because, oh man, I think it's too much. Okay. Hang on. It kind of needs to be like a wash. I'm licking my finger and rubbing over it, and it's giving me the effect I want. See? Nothing like finger painting. All right. Kind of looks like a glaze now. Okay. So now let's add some details to our back, to the back one here. So I'm going to go back to my angle brush. Remember, we did this one with an angle. And we're going to add some of this light color taupe and dark color taupe. And we're just going to kind of get a little bit on our brush. And we're going to kind of dry brush it on there, like in a quick little dry brush stroke. Because I don't want it. See how I just did that? I'm just taking it and I'm going, I'm just putting I'm putting the flat right here at the edge and pulling towards me. And it gives it that wispy look. It's kind of like dry brushing. You have to wait till it all the way dries to do this, okay? And I don't have a ton of paint on my brush. I don't want a ton of paint on it. I want the more paint on the very first part of the stroke and just kind of start lifting up as you pull down. 1, 2, 3. See how I did that? And I'm going to probably pull it back this way just a little bit. Going back over those a little bit. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing right here. I'm using the point to the right. I'm going right here to my point and I'm pulling down. And I'm going to pull that way on that one. And this one, I'm going to just kind of pull down like that. I'm using the edge of my brush there. And just the little edge there. And I'm just pulling. I'm barely touching with almost no paint on my brush. See how we gave it details? Oh, yeah. I like watching it live, too, because it's fun to interact. So do you see how this one looks? That's what I didn't put the dark lines on it yet. But see how that looks now? And I did that by I did the dark color on the very bottom. And then I just dry brushed the lighter color on top once it dried. Okay. Don't be intimidated. You can do this. I promise. Everybody has to start somewhere. And I want y'all to start right here and let's just do it. I want to see it though. Y'all please send me the pictures. Okay, I'm going to take that light taupe color and a little bit of white, and I'm going to do the same thing to this one now that it's dry, okay? I'm going to start, and this one's a little bit smaller, so I got to just kind of use the edge. I'm using that edge of the brush, and I might have too much white. Let's add a little more taupe. I'm just using this point and I'm pulling down, dry brushing that on a little bit. I hope I got it where y'all can see it. And I'm going all the way around. And if you can't find your leaves, just make a new one right there. Because you know what? When we outline it is when the leaves are going to pop. Okay. All right. I think I'm done with that one. All right. I'm going to add a little bit of gray. That morning mist. And I'm going to dry brush a little bit of that onto this blue one at the bottom. I might need to add some more blue. I just mix a little bit of blue in it. This one kind of got buried in here somewhere. That's okay. We'll find him again. All right. Now I'm going to do the same thing over here. I've got almost a dry brush here. I'm just giving them details, y'all, with almost dry brush. Y'all see how dry my brush is? Let's add a little blue. It's just, it gives it a little texture. Okay. I think we're ready for an outline. I may add just a little bit. What time is it? I don't know how long we've been on here. All right, I'm gonna add just I'm gonna just go over this color because I don't love those right there, and do one like that. See, you can always paint over what you don't love. And I'm going to add some blue right back over it. All right. I'm going to outline it. Y'all want to outline it tonight? Who's hanging in there with me? Are y'all exhausted? I don't know what time zone everybody is in. Okay, I've got my liner brush, and I'm going to water down a little bit. I just got a wet liner brush, and I'm just putting a little bit of extra. I'm not watering it down much. I just have to wet my brush, and I'm dipping it in to that black. Now I'm going to dry my brush off and make the point real pointy. So now I've got my black just a little bit thinner than it would have been. And this is what is going to make this painting. It's going to make it look like succulents. So we're going to outline. We're not outlining all of them. We're going to outline some of them. So I'm going to come up here. I'm going to try to make it where y'all can see it good. Now, this has a point. And then it kind of gets humps out like that. And humps out like that. And humps out like that. See how I'm doing that? I told them, Alice, that I made a tracer, but it's not easy because these all kind of run together and it just looked like a jumbled up mess. I don't think anybody could understand what you were trying to do. Okay, let's do this one. It was just a bunch of mess is what it looked like when I got it worked out. And another thing y'all can do is look at a picture and just see the shapes of the top of some of the succulents. And it helps to look at the shape. All right. I like that one. I'm going to get a skinnier liner brush because it's making fat lines and I want skinny lines. Okay, here we go. I just have a number 1 now, which is probably what I should have started with, but hey, we live and learn. All right, let's do this one. I'm just going to pull straight down on this one. I'm going to start at the tip and just pull down. You don't have to make it a very solid line, okay? We're just giving it shape. We just want an illusion of a line in some places. Tell me if y'all can't see. Okay. I like that. All right, now we're going to go over here and outline this one. This one is about the same shape as this one. So we're going to do the point and then a hump and come down. Point and hump and come down. Do y'all ever listen to how people describe what they're doing sometimes? It sounds kind of crazy. Sometimes I'll listen to my replays and I'm like, oh my gosh. I describe that in a crazy kind of way. Hey, it doesn't matter as long as y'all understand what I'm talking about, right? As long as y'all understand what I'm saying, it doesn't matter. All right, I keep turning my canvas. Sorry. If you're on, y'all sprinkle the video around. All that helps my engagement, so more people get to see my videos. So it's really nice if y'all do that for me. I appreciate it. Even though we're almost done now. I just keep dipping in my black and coming around. See how we're making this one stand open wide. And like, see, I can't really tell where my leaves are, but I'm going to make them. How about that? Let's put one right there. We're just going to make it look right. We're going to put one right here. And we're going to put one right here. What are we going to paint tomorrow night? Y'all tell me what you want me to paint. I got to go through my stuff and see what I can do. See what I want to do. And then Thursday's my workshop. I'm so excited. Okay, there's that one. Okay, I'm gonna turn it back around. I'm making y'all dizzy. Am I making y'all dizzy? Everybody must be tired tonight. Nobody's talking. All right, let's do this. We're just giving this one some shape. And it has points. All right, and we're gonna come in here and do these. Now, if your brush gets too thick, just clean it off. And I lick mine, I'm not gonna lie, but don't do that because it's probably toxic, and I don't want to make anybody sick. We aren't using Crayola paint. But just use your napkin. I paint with my napkin right next to me. When I teach kids, that's the first thing I say. Okay, you guys. I tell them the first rule is to have fun, which is y'all's first rule too. We'll give y'all some rules. You have to have fun. Now, adults need this extra rule. Don't be afraid. Kids don't need that rule. They just go for it. Okay? They do not need the don't be afraid rule. Just as adults. And I tell them, follow directions. That rule they break all the time. Kiddos like to do their own thing. And that is okay. We are not putting them in a box. I just let them go for it. But sometimes their mamas, sometimes their little mamas like to get involved. So if their mama's there and they want a pretty piece of art, then sometimes you got to say, it's okay. She's doing just fine, in a nice way, so you don't offend anybody. Because they sometimes will put them in a box. They want them to do it pretty, the way that they would do it. But they always turn out cute because they're not afraid. They always turn out cute because they're not afraid of it. They're not afraid to try new things. As we get older, we all get afraid to try new things. That's when we have to start making our bucket list. All right. Let's see what we got going on here. All right. I'm going to put a few outlines around this one. And I'm going to put a few little, a few, not many, because I really kind of like the way this looks. But I'm just going to give it a little bit of detail with the black. I'm just going to go around the edge and give it kind of a scalloped edge, making those parentheses. They are not connected. I'm just swooping around. I'm not really thinking about it. I'm looking at my line of where I want it to go, and I'm swooping around. It's a swoop, and you got to say it. Swoop. Make sure you say it when you do it. Swoop. Don't make too many. We gonna swoop. We should make a song. Swoop, baby, swoop. Okay. Now I'm getting silly because I'm getting a little bit delirious. I've been up since 5 o'clock this morning. Had to work today. That's why I'm so late getting here. But hey, if you're late getting here, it's okay. Y'all can go back and watch the replay. Go get you some paint, a filbert brush and an angle brush, and a few colors of paint. Okay. What y'all think it looks like? Does it look cute? I am super excited. I think we're almost done. And you can always add more and more detail to it. I think that I added, on this one, I added a little of the green little things coming, a little lime green coming out. But really, I mean, we're done. This looks good. I love it. All right. So I think I'm through. I'm going to put my face back up here. Y'all got to look at me for a second. Hey, Connie. Okay, we're done. But and you can always keep playing with it because we all do. Okay, I'm sorry I look so bad. I've been at work all day. You can play with it. Don't overwork it. Don't overthink it. Have fun with it. The outline, just remember the outline makes it at the end. Okay. So get your basis colors on, then go back after they're dry and highlight with the like a little almost dry brush and highlight in each little leaf, and then go back around and trace it really lightly with the really skinny liner brush in the black. And that is what makes it look like a succulent, because I don't outline everything, but these needed some detail. Like you had to see, it made it look like what it was supposed to be. So play with it, do it, and then send me a picture because I really want to see them. And don't forget to register if you haven't already registered for the Floral Frenzy Workshop. We're going to paint this painting on Thursday at 5 o'clock. Be there or be square. And if you haven't signed up, go ahead and put it in the comments that you want the information about it, and I will put the information in the comments. In fact, I'll go ahead and put them in the comments anyway. So thank y'all for watching tonight and last night. Y'all hung in there with me till 9:49. Now I'm going to bed because I got to get up in the morning and do it all again. So y'all have a good night, and I will see you next time.